one banana farm. Well, one banana factory, I believe.
You know,
It's a banana research facility.
I can't be your guide if you won't listen. You get that, right?
Why is this a thing?
Trust me.
Why is what a
If you
thing?
continue like this,
High School
your
Musical,
story will only end
a
tragically.
series.
I'll stop scolding you for now. I trust you know how to act from here on out. Yes?
Is that you watching?
Let's try this again.
Yeah.
Okay. And off the cliff I go.
Well done.
Oh, so it's
You
a side
win,
scroll.
You win.
Yep.
I never considered this possibility. What do I do now? Yes, I could probably make a few changes. Make a temporary area.
I can hear
add
myself
a
in
few
this
new
one.
Things. Right, and a surprise.
I would mute you, but I like hearing you. I muted
Let's take a
Jose
look
so
at
I
what's
can
ahead.
you can hear what's
Remember,
going on.
You absolutely must listen to my directions. Ah, you see? I even prepared so much cash. Aren't you grateful? On this long and arduous road, aren't you happy to win a little bit of spending money? Right. Let's get back to the story. Follow the arrow.
Follow the arrow? Dusk, should I follow the arrow?
I don't see an arrow yet.
Should I follow the arrow?
I don't know.
Alright,
Is there any penalty of...
Damn it, again? Follow my directions. Go back the way you came.
Yeah, don't.
Oh,
Turn
green
around.
is poison.
Get
Cool.
back to the story. Why did you
It's like
insist
Stanley
on coming
Parable.
this way?
Yep.
Did I scare you by saying your journey would end tragically? You people are always like this. Whenever somebody shares their advice with you, you seem to take it to heart. But
It's
really,
worth the
it's just
15
gone in
bucks
one ear
with
and
how-
right out the other.
With
You
how
think I'm
many different
hurting you?
endings there are.
I've given so much to you. You
For
wanted
this
to
game?
jump off a cliff
Yeah.
into a ravine. I didn't let you die. I
I'm
made a
sure,
new
and it
area.
looks like it'd be
I
fun.
gave
The
you a
combat
surprise.
doesn't seem at
And I
all
even
boring.
presented you with a treasure chest.
And again, I haven't really seen
But you
it.
can't even
Oh
follow
yeah,
arrows
after this
that I
I'll
laid
go
out
and
for
fight,
you.
you'll see me
My
fight
goal
some enemies.
all along has been to set you on the right path. The path that I have created for you.
You just gotta kinda wait for this to end.
Yeah, I can't spend any money right now.
Now,
Oh
it's
yeah,
too
no, it's
late.
cool.
You have no fear
If
for
I
the unknown
do,
and
there's
no
a chance I
respect
may
for
not be able to play for PlayStation
notice
Plus
that your
at the end of
choices
this
are
year, which
meaningless?
means...
Oh yeah,
Have you
no,
tried
I get it.
opening your eyes? The truth is staring you right in the face. You and me, we only have one choice. There's only one road for us to walk. Ah, forget it. It doesn't matter. I'll just wipe your memory. I hope that next time I'll meet someone who's willing to listen to me. Or someone else, anyone else, other than you. Ah, it's nearly time. Well, it's time to say goodbye. I hope the Black
So-
Star rises as it should.
If you want to get the true
Goodbye,
ending, you have to get all the trophies.
Okay.
Aside from like following the narrator and getting all the basic trophies, like killing the bosses, you have to get all the ending trophies. What I just did is an ending trophy.
Oh, okay.
There's one at the beginning where you can refuse to start the game.
Okay.
It's you have to actually start the game to begin with. You have to get to the point where it says you have to play through the tutorial, and then it'll send you back to the beginning of the game, the like main menu. You click continue a bunch of times. It'll say continue with narrator. Once you continue with narrator, it will talk a little bit and say it'll say hold triangle to start start, please. You just don't do anything. There are a lot of times where it's like just don't do anything and you get a trophy.
Have I forgotten something? What was I doing? I seem to remember guiding Icey to...
I don't know what to say about that.
Select...
To what?
But don't do anything and you get a trophy. Like, it's cool, I guess, but at the same time, it's like...
There's
I
one room.
want to do shit.
Yeah. There's one trophy that's just stay in the empty room.
Laboratory.
You get
She
3 trophies from
understands
just being
that
there.
as long as she follows the arrow, she will discover where Judas. Oh, more soldiers sent by Judas to stop Icey. Kill them.
I need to practice on my countering.
Shit, you can hear my dogs in the background of the live stream.
It's fine. I'm gonna be taking this live stream down afterwards, anyways.
That's fair.
Damn it. Alright. I'm trying to, like, practice the whole counter mechanic, which you have to dash at just the right time. And then press circle to deal damage to the enemy. Also, every time you die, it adds an N. It will say, you died again. And every time after that, it will just keep adding an N.
And an N to the word again?
Yep.
Okay.
So you died. You died again. You died again. You died again. And it just keeps going.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Icey reaches a quiet hill, illuminated by light dancing off of the lake below.
Damn it.
She
Ow.
is at peace.
I need water. I'll be right back.
Level 6 in dream.
Oh, get fucked.
There seems to be a console that will activate the photon bridge. Icey moves to activate it. What? How did... A disgusting swamp rests, unmoving. Icey slipped and fell right into... Icey fell again. God, are you so clumsy that you can't even make it over? Icey arrives in the Moonlight Forest. In front of her waits Daha. Wait, where's the bridge? Right. Just keep following the arrow.
Hey Andrew, should I follow the arrows?
What?
Should I follow the arrows?
I can't really see what you're doing, so I don't know.
Alright, I'll wait for dusk. I already know what happens if I follow them or if I don't. I mean, with like 127 plays under my belt.
Really?
Andrew, I've pretty much 100%ed this game on my phone.
Quit yeeting me, you faggot. Stop! Oh my gosh. Warning me, stop! You can't even grab me from there.
Whoa, what? How did you come in here? Icey arrives at an unnamed town. There is not a soul in... Icey searches around the house for a trace of someone, a mark of some presence. It seems as if everyone has been wiped out. The culprit? Most likely Judas. Icey decides to head deeper into town, not hesitating to follow the arrow. Icey ignores yet another arrow and selfishly continues on her own path. What Icey doesn't realize is that unless she defeats Thor in the village, Ultimopolis gates will refuse her entry. The gates to Ultimopolis are closed. What? How is this possible? How did you get here? How could you... It's fine, it's fine. Forget it. It's not a big deal. Icey arrives at a metro station and decides to take a look inside. Icey finds another strange box. Icey discovers that she can now easily pass through steel bars. Icey resumes her journey, following the arrow to the left. Icey ignores the arrow. She doesn't notice the disturbing feeling hanging in the air. She should turn back. Her target is not here. Icey arrives at a metro station and decides to take a look inside. Icey finds another strange box. Icey discovers that she can now easily pass through steel bars. Icey resumes. Icey ignores the arrow. She doesn't notice the disturbing feeling hanging in the air. She should turn back. Her target is not here. Icey arrives at a metro station and decides to take a look inside. Icey finds another strange box. Icey discovers that she can now easily pass through steel bars. Icey resumes her journey. Icey ignores the arrow. She doesn't notice the disturbing feeling hanging in the air. Icey arrives at a metro station and decides to take a look inside. Icey finds another strange box. Icey discovers that she can now easily pass through steel bars. Icey resumes. Icey ignores the arrow. She doesn't notice the disturbing feeling hanging in the air. Icey finds another strange box. Icey discovers that she can now easily pass through steel bars. Icey ignores the arrow. She doesn't notice the disturbing feeling hanging in the air. Icey has left the laboratory. She understands that as long as she follows the arrow, she will discover where Judas is hiding. Oh, more soldiers sent by Judas to stop Icey. Kill them. Icey reaches a quiet hill, illuminated by light dancing off of the lake below. She is at peace. There seems to be a console that will activate the photon bridge. Icey moves to activate it. A disgusting swamp rests, unmoving, in front of Icey. She must carefully jump across. Icey arrives in the Moonlight Forest. In front of her waits the Wait, where's the bridge? Right. Just keep following the arrow. Whoa, what? How did you come in here? Icey arrives at an unnamed town. There is not a soul in sight. Icey searches around the house for a trace of someone, a mark of some presence. It seems as if everyone has been wiped out. The culprit? Most likely Judas. Icey decides to head deeper into town. Not hesitating to follow, Icey ignores the warehouse in the distance and continues to follow the arrow. Icey enters the warehouse that is completely devoid of any living creature, just like the attic. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Again? Can't you just follow the arrow? At least once? Well, this level was never finished. Do you realize how much inconvenience I've suffered trying to make a successful game? A few flaws, a few bugs here and there. It's normal. Like this place. I never finished applying the colors. Don't look at me like that. I know what you're thinking. In reality, it's really difficult to make a game, and it's very easy for problems like this to appear. Just wait a minute. I know you don't trust me. I'll just have to show you. Welcome to the archive room. All of my prototypes are stored here. When making a good game, fun gameplay is of utmost importance. I've been iterating on prototypes for over 10 years. Can you believe it? That's an entire decade. Here, let me show you my first prototype. This is a very early version of the game. You could change to a long-range weapon so that you could use both melee and ranged attacks. But then I thought, who in their right mind would care for such an amazing weapon? No player would want it. Not a single one. So, in the end, I completely abandoned this prototype. That brings us to the second version. In the second version, there was a sort of mix between the demonic enemies and the player. You could absorb the enemy's powers and use them for your own. But then I ran into a big problem: cost. Don't you think it would be a waste to spend so much time on making such a complicated game, only to run out of cash halfway through development? After all, games do need to make money. So I cut this version as well. Unknowingly, 10 years flew by in the blink of an eye. With all the effort I spent, I think a few scattered bugs or missing features are entirely acceptable. I just want you to understand me and empathize with me. I sacrificed so much trying to make this a fun experience for you. I spent 10 years of my youth on this. Even if you're not entirely enjoying the experience, don't you think you could give the game a 5-star rating? Like this. Besides, who's gonna dig this deep into a game? The visuals are stunning. Buy it. The producer is famous. Buy it. There's so many reviews. Buy it. I thought that's all people considered when buying a new game. Like a machine spewing out cash. Do you really beat all the games you buy? Games are about entertainment. Don't place too much value on a few mishaps here and there. People will still buy the game, even if the servers are bad. People will still buy the game if there are bugs. So, man, why not buy another? Icey arrives at an unnamed town. There is not a soul in sight. Icey searches around the house for a trace of someone, a mark of some presence. It seems as if everyone has been wiped out. The culprit? Most likely Judas. Icey decides to head deeper into town, not hesitating to follow the arrow. Icey ignores yet another arrow and selfishly continues on her own path. What Icey doesn't realize is that unless she defeats Thor in the village, Ultimopolis gates will refuse her entry.